everybody's looking at wins and losses and statistics here and there. I am not pleased with how many goals has gone in. I'm happy that my own personal process and the things that we are working on are, bearing fruit. And things are not as bad as it might seem. I still feel very confident. I'm doing a lot of good things out there, and we're watching the game. And I've said it before. I'm a very harsh critic to myself when it comes to these sort of things. Last game was a very bitter loss, and I was very pissed off about that for a long time. Then watched the game yesterday and realized, well, okay, there were some really good things in there. The season is long, and you can't dwell too long in the past because it's just going to eat you up. And it doesn't really matter now. Tomorrow is a new game against Edmonton, and you can't dwell on what you did against the Islanders 2 days ago, for that matter. And that's the beauty of it.
That pissed off and angry feeling was something that we heard from a lot of members in this team. Why were you guys so angry about that loss specifically?
Because we screwed up. They didn't win the game. We lost it. That's plain and simple. I think that's what's causing a lot of the frustration when you know that it should have been at least a 1-point game. And then, for me personally, obviously, there might be 4 goals that I don't see the puck or something like that. But at the end of the day, what mattered for me though was that I let in the 5th one with 1 minute left on a play where I kind of screwed up. And you're going a whole game feeling that you feel really confident and happy about what you're doing, and okay, things happen, goals gonna come and go, might be bounces or something like that, and then a clear-cut breakaway that he kind of loses the puck, does a spin around, I lift my leg thinking he's gonna go keep going with the pressure that's coming from the right side, and he goes underneath, and you're like, yeah, that sucks. And so there's a lot of frustration on that part. And when you know you are a better team than you actually show out there as well, there's going to come a lot of frustration. And when results doesn't come your way, frustration starts creeping up on you as well, because life is all dandy, nice and sweet when you're winning hockey games left and right. But when you're losing and you're in a little bit of a grind, it's a little bit tougher getting up in the morning, so the sun is not as bright and warm and things are not as easy. And that's something that you learn by experience as well. That's you just got to stay in the barbershop for as long as possible, and soon enough you're going to get a cut. So that's what it is.
From your perspective, Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid are known as 2 of the best players in the world. From your perspective, what makes them so good, and how do you watch them and play them differently?
You have 10 minutes to talk about that? I don't know. I think everything has been said about those 2 guys from everybody else around the league, and they're just better. That's plain and simple. They're really good at what they're doing. They're really smart at what they're doing. They've known each other. They played with each other for a long time, and they are the best when it comes to what they're doing. So it's plain and simple. It's hard to say what they're actually really, because obviously you can look at McDavid being really, really good at his feet and skating, but yeah. McKinnon is the same thing, you have that elite skill set of those top tier players, and you just got to take away time and space as much as possible, be up in their alley and not allowing them to have free reign and lots of time, because then it's going to be a long night.
What's your mindset as a goalie when you're up against McDavid?
Stop the puck, but as always, this doesn't really matter. It's I'm not going to go out there saying I'm going to have 3 windmills against them just because they're the best players in the world. It's just still the same, man. It's just stopping the puck. That's all it is, and it's a team effort. That's what it is. It's not about what I do out there. It's what we all do together. And at the end of the day, we will win as a team and we will lose as a team. It's all about what we can do. It's not about individual performances here and there, because if you just rely on individual performances, you're going to lose way more than you win.
What are some specific details in your game that you feel need to be worked on at this point in the season?
Not a lot. I think my entries are good, my pages are good, movements are good, traffic has been pretty good for that matter. It's yeah, it's hard to say really. I'm not really feel like I can complain about one thing. I can't in that matter, because that would be very easy to say then. But it's kind of like the question you're asking is more about the process basically. And what's my process when it comes to going into this? And then every day I try to get better. Every day I try to win the day, as we all do in this league or this team. And if that is going out there working on the positional game of it all, it's a play the puck, it's a rebounds, it's a recoveries, all these sorts all of these things add up. It's all about creating good habits for myself, going out there with an intent, battle my utmost, don't give up on the puck. And once I do, things will, all these reps will come bearing fruit at the end of the day, because it's going to be second nature. And I know that as well. And then that's why it's such a, I would say, charming or exciting position to play, because every game is a new opportunity to do these sort of things. There's going to be new opportunities to make saves, different situations. You never know what you're going to get. You might get 10 shots, you might get 57, and you just don't know. But it's all about focusing on the next shot, the next puck. If the puck goes in, you stop, you take a breather, drink some water, then you focus on the next one. And you just have to mind of the goldfish, keep going after it. It sounds more complicated than it actually is, but at the end of the day, just trying to have fun this one.
You mentioned the Andrews Lee goal, that late goal you allowed against the Islanders. You admitted you screwed up. What specifically about that play, the way that it transpired, that you got wrong? Obviously, you let the puck in, but what happened?
Yeah.
What'd you miss?
Well, the thing is that he grabbed the puck. He goes wide, and then he gets a little bit too far out, so I pushed with it. Then, when I push back, I see in peripheral. You see this is what happens afterward when you go through the game. Our guys are coming from the right side, so it looks like they're gonna forcing him to go back to where he came from, or to the other side. So that's why I grab an edge. But at that point, as soon as I grab an edge and he just spins, it's too late to get your leg down, because you're working against yourself basically. You got one force going up, but then then you have to go down again. So it's not just about pushing down; it's all about de-accelerating, then accelerate down again. And if I would have done it completely different, I would just grab my edge and just sit. But when you're playing the game as well, there's so many small things that happen at such a quick time, and your reads has to be on point, that sometimes you're overworking the situation, thinking that you're gonna have to go somewhere else to be able to save it, and then the most simple plays happen, and those are the ones that really frustrate you when you know that the solution to this goal would have been doing the most simplest thing in the whole wide world. Some people say just sit still. Yeah, no, I know that I should have just stayed put there, but in the moment you feel like you have to move with the puck as well.
How do you work on your reads just as a goaltender? Is that something you look at film, or is it just playing the game for so long?
I think it's a lot to with experience, definitely. Getting the sense of where the puck is on the blade, if it's a righter, it's a lefty. We can go into so many details about what's going on. Who do I have in front of me? Is there someone crashing the net? Is there guys up high? Is there a 3-on-2? Is there a 4-on-3? Where's my options? Is there a forward or a D-man for me in front of me, or is there 2 Ds? Does he come in with a lot of speed? And there's 2 drivers and 1 guy high. But I can go on and on and on when it comes to these sort of things. It's all about reading and reacting to where the actual dangers are, and realizing where the puck is going to end up before it goes there, and then react to it, and then don't make any second guesses to your reads, and just go for it and play it through basically. Because if you start anticipating things happening before they actually happen, that's also when you get these clean off shots as well. So you got to play the situation as it is, as true as possible, and then solve it as they come.
There's a saying, Linus, paralysis by analysis.
I
Paralysis.
never heard that.
Well,
That's nice.
but is that why you got to let it go too? You can overanalyze situations. Look at it and move on. Right?
Yeah, exactly. I've heard a different saying is that if you're looking for trouble, you'll find it. Basically.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of like the same thing we're talking about. And as a goaltender, the biggest thing that will keep you sane is to just let things go. That's it. It doesn't matter what happened. If you let in a goal, if you let in 7, you let in 12, obviously you're going to be absolutely devastated and pissed off out of your mind if you let in 12, but you have to let it go, and there's going to be more opportunities for you to go out there and stop the puck and redeem yourself, so to speak. That's the opportunity that we all have tomorrow. Is that, yeah, we lost last game, but there's new points up for grabs tomorrow, and there's a good team coming in. And if we do what we're supposed to do, I truly believe that we'll have no problems with the ones that we're playing tomorrow. But it comes down to a 60-minute game. It's not going to come for free because they're going to do whatever it takes to, beat us as well. They have their game plan and they have their personnel, and they want to win as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it stings to lose a game like that, but we got a really good team coming in here tomorrow in Edmonton, and just look to clean up our game a little bit and get ready for them.
Travis was mentioning that you guys, things you took pride in last year, you weren't doing on Saturday, things were getting looser. Is that how you guys feel about your performance?
Yeah, I think it's early on, and the quicker you can get to your game, I think the more successful you'll be as a team at the start of the season. So, like I said, we're early on in the season, the quicker we can get to that, and that's what we're trying to do, clean up certain aspects, and then when we find our game, I think we're going to be in a good spot.
What's the difference having Tim on your wing rather than in center?
Yeah, it's been a while. Since the COVID year, I played with him when he was on the other wing, so he's such a talented player. I think you can throw him anywhere, and he'll figure it out. So it's an interesting look. He hasn't played there in a while, but we'll see what can happen.
How do you think that could change his game?
Yeah, I mean, I think as a center, you're around the puck a lot. You're skating all over the ice, where as a winger, especially for him, if he can save a little bit more gas, and when he gets the puck, he can take off. So he's dangerous. He's got the speed to beat D wide on the wing. You can kind of send him, and he's got the edge work too to take guys on from the outside. So it'll be interesting, but he'll be fine.
How can you feed off each other?
I mean, I think we play a lot together on the power play and stuff like that. We've played together a long time ago, games here and there. So I think just natural chemistries, and he's a guy to play with, skilled, he can fly. So you just kind of give him the puck, let him carry the mail, and try and get open.
A win is a win, but what could a win against the Oilers do for the confidence of the team?
Oh, it'd be huge. I mean, their team has been the back-to-back Stanley Cup Finals. They got two of the best players in the world, so we got to be ready to go right from the first, puck drop whistle, and should be a fun one.
Is there a different way you play guys like Connor McDavid and Draisaitl?
I think you obviously have an eye for them out there, but no one's been able to stop those guys since they've been in the league. So, I mean, you got to do your best to tame them, but they're so good they're going to get looks anyways. So you just got to try and control how many looks they get, but they'll still find ways to get them.
How can the team get back to the success that we saw down the stretch last season, at the end of the season, defensively 5-on-5?
Yeah, kind of like I said before, just trying to round out our game. Play pretty simple, I think. I mean, just the gray areas, getting pucks out, limiting turnovers, taking away time and space, playing physical. I think if we do all those things, we'll be in a good spot.
Yeah, I think we've been playing a lot. It's always hard starting the season with so many games, and just like I said, I think we got to stay positive here, so it's good to get back on the ice and flush that game the other night.
For you personally as well, you've picked up a couple of goals over the past few games and the shootout goal as well. Maybe what have you seen from the development of your game over the past few in comparison to the start of the year? Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think I was playing bad. I had lots of looks, lots of chances. Couldn't score, and now it's just I got to try and keep playing my game, and I know what my game is. I know what I can bring to the table, and I just got to stay confident.
You're on a line last game a little bit, and this morning with both Drake and Dylan. Maybe what do you like from what you guys have seen, spending time together a little bit, and what do you hope to achieve going forward as well?
Yeah, I think we can all carry the puck, can all have speed down the middle. Doesn't matter who's playing center, who's playing wing, and some big bodies on my line too there that can throw them around and protect the puck really well. So I think we should be able to get some ozone time, and we got to play hard defensively as well.
You're playing on the left. What differences does that bring for you game to game?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think our system, it's whoever's first back is playing the center. So whoever's low is playing center, and so you got to be able to play every position, and I think we have a lot of guys on the team.
Is that something with like you and Dylan that you're kind of mixing and matching, like whoever goes low kind of takes the center ice on that line?
Yeah, like I said, I think every time the first guy back is usually the center.
You mentioned a little bit about your game. You've spoken about your 200-foot game early on in the year. How have you seen maybe the progression of your defensive game as well in the early portion of the season?
Yeah, I think now when I'm playing PK as well, I think it's getting better. I keep improving, and got to still keep working on it every day and try and get better. And those practices are important for that.
What areas of that specifically do you try and hone in on after you've developed maybe a little bit of the early wrinklings of that last season? What do you maybe bring into this season as well from that regard, detail-wise, I guess?
Yeah, I think just sticking to your details. Doesn't matter how you play. You're not going to feel great every night, and even on those nights, you got to play really detailed and be sharp mentally. And I think that's the biggest key for me, playing guys hard.
Do you think as a team you can do maybe defensively to be better?
Don't give up 5 goals every game.
Do you see somehow some positive though, even if the results are not there, like on your whole game, not personally, but as a team? Is there some positive?
Yeah, like I said, we can keep talking about this as much as we want, that we played bad defensively, whatever. It's behind us now. We got to get better at the start of the year. We got to focus what we have ahead of us, and we know we have a good team in here. We really know that. We just got to focus on playing the way we want to play, and that's playing hard and playing detailed for 60 minutes. And we can't keep giving up 5 goals a game.
What's the challenge like facing a Draisaitl, McDavid, and also how much do you enjoy those matchups with your fellow countrymen?
Yeah, they're obviously great players. Lots of fun to watch. I love watching them play. And like I said, we just got to play our game. It's going to be really hard playing against them, especially defensively. And I love playing against Leon, and it's always fun watching them play. But we got to try and shut those guys down tomorrow.
Nouvelle composition de trio, je me demandais comment tu aimais ça avec tout ça, puis ce qu'on peut retrouver potentiellement ce trio-là.
Oui, c'est sûr que les trios ils vont changer. Surtout au début de l'année, tu essaies de trouver des combinaisons qui marchent bien. Puis j'ai joué avec Pinto une couple de games au début de l'année, puis il fait ma job vraiment facile. Je pense que jouer avec des gars différents et essayer d'avoir des nouvelles connexions, je pense que c'est important.
En ce moment, le meilleur buteur de la Ligue nationale de hockey, on va se garder une petite gêne, mais quand même, le potentiel est là, puis il semble red hot. Y a-t-il quelque chose que tu vois dans son jeu qui a changé un peu?
Non, je pense que il est intelligent, il sait où aller pour scorer. Puis tu peux voir que quand il y a un bon lancer, puis il est juste intelligent sur la glace, il sait où aller.
Dans les derniers jours, on a parlé un peu de la structure défensive qui n'était pas nécessairement à point. Souvent, la réponse, c'est détail, puis l'attention aux détails, puis les petites choses. Selon toi, c'est quoi qu'on doit prioriser pour peut-être resserrer la défensive?
Oui, c'est un peu de tout. Je pense qu'il faut s'aider sur la glace, puis on est à Game 6 comme c'est là. C'est sûr qu'on a beaucoup de travail à faire, puis les autres équipes aussi. C'est tellement de bonheur pendant l'année que les erreurs, ça va arriver plus souvent que Game 70. Je pense que pour nous autres, c'est de faire sûr qu'il n'y a pas autant d'erreurs, puis de pouvoir s'aider sur la glace.
C'est pas le premier début de saison plus ordinaire de la formation. Qu'est-ce qu'on peut prendre des autres années, puis de l'amener cette année avec cette expérience-là qu'on a connue dans les dernières saisons?
Comme j'ai dit, on a joué 6 games cette année, puis c'est pas le temps de commencer à paniquer ou commencer à changer les choses. On sait que de la façon qu'on veut jouer, puis on l'a montré une couple de matchs qu'on est capable de jouer de la bonne façon, constant. Puis quand on va commencer à faire ça, c'est qu'on va commencer à gagner plus de matchs. Pour nous autres, c'est juste continuer à s'améliorer, continuer à travailler sur notre game, notre identité. Puis quand on va être plus constant à comment on veut jouer, c'est là qu'on va avoir les résultats.
Est-ce que tu peux expliquer le manque de constance?
Je suis pas sûr, mais je pense qu'on sait c'est quoi les erreurs, on sait c'est comment on veut jouer. C'est de pouvoir en parler avec les entraîneurs ou entre les joueurs, puis faire sûr qu'on joue de la façon qu'on veut jouer.
What's your perspective on how the season started out?
Yeah, the results obviously not where we want to be, but it's the 6th game in the season. We're working on a few things. We're making sure we're on the same page. We know we can be a lot better, and I mean it's not time to hit the panic button or nothing. You know, we got to make sure we're more consistent in how we want to play, our identity, and I think when we're going to be more consistent in doing that, the results are going to follow.
Stützle just kind of embodying that 200-foot game that he's trying to kind of accomplish. Maybe what have you seen from the development of his game over the past little while into this season as well?
Yeah, I mean, last year he took a big jump in my eyes. How he became more of a 200-foot player and more like winning hockey. And you know, he's a kid that really wants to win, and he'll do what it takes to win. And when he's consistent in doing that, he helps us so much out there.
You know, I think there's a lot to like about our game. It's just not a complete game right now, so I think you know, that's on us players to, you know, mentally lock in, you know, for a full 60 minutes.
In your opinion, how do you lock in for a full 60 minutes and not have these lapses, especially when you guys have leads in it?
Yeah, for sure. It's tough at times. You got to stick together, communicate. Like I said, put it on yourself to, you know, physically and, you know, mentally just focus on the task at hand, shift by shift, and yeah, can't really have a daze, can't really, you know, have those lapses in games, and you know, we don't want to ride the wave, we want to be even keel.
There's been a lot of talk about the penalty kill, you being one of the players on it, and Travis mentioned it's a hot topic also in the dressing room. How are you guys trying to fix that?
You know, I mean, there's going to be stretches that, you know, all teams go, whether it's a drought on the power play or, you know, you get stung a couple times on the PK, and that's been us right now. But, you know, we're going to stay aggressive, you know, stay confident with our group, and, yeah, like we're not really too worried about it right now, just stay aggressive.
What kind of an opportunity is it to play against the Oilers and possibly be a shutdown pair against players like McDavid, Draisaitl?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a tall task for sure, but you know, every guy on our team is super excited to play tomorrow, and yeah, I think that's just the main thing for our group. We're excited to come to the rink every day. You know, after a loss, it sucks, but you got to put it behind you and you know, have a blast in practice, work hard, and just stick together.
So you have to approach those players differently, Leon and McDavid?
Yes, they're the best players in the world, so you do have to approach them differently. You got to skate with them, but it's not just one guy trying to defend them. It's all five. You got to be aware when they're on the ice for sure.
Not to go back to the PK, but how do you describe that balance of knowing when to be aggressive in those moments when you're defending?
I think it's just reading off each other. If one guy goes, you all have to go. You know, if the puck's on the yellow and, you know, you think you can pressure him, you got to go. You got to move your feet. So just reading off the other guys on the ice.
Travis, I know it's been a couple of days, but he seemed pretty critical of some concepts that you guys seem to be really good at last year that maybe you guys aren't doing as well this year. Like, how surprised is, I don't know if you heard that critique or not, but how surprised were you to know that maybe Travis Green and this team just felt as if like some of the stuff you weren't doing last year? Sorry, I need to rephrase that question again.
No,
Sorry.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we talked about it this morning. You know, you have to rebuild your team identity every single year. You know, we finished off the year great, and you know, we really liked where our game's at, and but you know, it's a fresh year, fresh start for every single team. So you know, you got to come to camp, come into the season, you know, ready to rebuild that identity for the team.
Yeah, you know, I think we're all guys that can skate with the puck and move it well, and you know, guys that can shoot the puck too. So I think we complement each other's game well, and you know, Timmy and Drake are both really easy to play with, and you know, it's been good so far.
Timmy specifically, maybe what stands out to you about his game from a center perspective? But he's also spoken about trying to work on his 200-foot game as well. Maybe what works for him in that area?
Yeah, just his confidence with the puck. You know, he's not scared to hold on to it, and you know, he baits guys in, like on that pass he made to me last game. Like, he could have given it to me right away, but he baited the guy in, so it allowed me to have more time to shoot. And you know, he's just so good at little plays like that, and finding the open guy and just using his speed to create time and space.
And maybe how does that complement guys like you and Drake to be able to create plays like you spoke about? How does his game maybe complement you two as well?
Yeah, you know, like I said, he's such a good skater with the puck, and you know, it's he just holds on to the puck and waits for us to get open, and you know, he makes the right play every time, pretty much, it seems. So you know, we just got to get open for him, and he'll find us.
You obviously have the familiarity with Drake Batherson from before you joined the team. What did you know about Tim when you joined this team, and what's it been like getting to know him over the last couple months?
Yeah, it's been great getting to know him. He's a great guy. I think we clicked well off the ice and, become pretty good friends. So, it's really awesome to be on his team. And, before I came here, I knew he was good. But, seeing him every day now, I didn't know he was this good. And, he's an unbelievable player. His ability to just hang on to pucks and suck two guys to him and then beat both of them and, just make plays like that is it's fun to watch.
What are your impressions of his 200-foot game?
Yeah, I think he's great. 200 feet. He's strong defensively. He's in on the forecheck. He's not scared to throw his body around, and he can play in all situations of the game. So he's just going to keep getting better and better. So yeah, it's nice to be on his team.
Different lines this morning. What was the thought process by putting Tim Stützle on the wing?
Thought process. Well, we did it the other night. Did it the game before that a little bit, and thought it looked pretty good.
What do you think Tim can bring as a winger?
Well, he's probably going to play a little bit of wing and center on that line. When you have two players that are centermen, the way most teams play, anyone can play low at center at any time. So I don't look at it like he's strictly just going to be on the walls all night.
We heard a lot of frustration, obviously, after the game on Saturday. How are things feeling today at practice, and what's the mindset about resetting?
Well, we had a good day of practice. Had a good meeting with our group. A lot of teaching, a lot of video work, emphasis on how we want to play, the identity we want to play to, playing for 60 minutes. Our game's a little sporadic, and I thought it was a good day.
Stützle, Cozens, and Batherson, of course, offensively, we know they can provide. What do you think those three can do together on the defensive end?
Same thing. Provide defense, provide offense, be a good 200-foot line.
But do you want to see, just from Ridley Gregg going back to the center ice position, do you think he complements like that?
I think he's just a good hockey player that can play all over your lineup.
How much advantage does that give you as a coach, just to have so many centers that can play the wing and center as well?
Yeah, it's an advantage if they play well and you win. It's not if they don't play well and you don't win. It's nice to have guys that can play around your lineup. It gives you options to change your lines. It's nothing new. We've done it a lot. I know we haven't seen Timmy so-called in the left wing spot, but a lot of teams change their lines around, and we do a lot as well.
When you last game, you changed the lines up a lot. What do you think that can kind of give to a team during a game, kind of mixing it up?
Yeah, I don't know if I did it a whole bunch last game. I obviously made the change with Timmy. Part of it was because I didn't think their line was creating a whole lot. Also matchups, who you're playing a certain line against, sometimes limits another player's ice time, and so there's a lot that goes into it rather than just, hey, we're trying to score more goals.
Can you share some insight on Matt Sogard being recalled from Belleville?
Insight as far as?
Just why the decision was made to send Levy down to Belleville and Matt up to the Senators.
The reason was because we wanted Levy to play some hockey. He hasn't been in for a while. It's pretty simple.
Travis, remember saying last year down the stretch that when you played well, you were connected.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get back to being connected?
Well, it's not just connected. It's, like I said, our game is sporadic. Everyone doing their job. There's also, that's a long-winded answer to that question, how you play connected. Coming to the puck, knowing what the other player is going to do, being committed to certain parts of the game. There's a little bit of risk in our game right now that I haven't liked. But sometimes it's as simple as a simple detail of rimming the puck instead of soft chipping. I could probably stand here for half an hour to talk about how you get connected, but we haven't been. And when we have been, we've played a lot of good hockey so far. We've, like I've said, our 5-on-5 game has been really good at parts of the game and loose.
in other parts. And that's a hard way to win in the NHL. I don't think we're a team that can just outscore other teams. We don't have 40, 50 goal scorers on our team, and if we start getting into a coin flip on who's going to score the most goals, we're probably going to be on the wrong end. And I thought the other night was a good example. I know obviously when you lose a game with a minute left, you're not going to be in a great mood after the game, but there's certain games that are good teaching moments for your group. That was a game that if we just stuck with the game and took what the game gave us, but also took what we earned, we're probably going to get 2 points and for sure 1. And but I think around the NHL right now, there's some common conversation going on in the locker room, and the teams that straighten it out the quickest are the teams that are going to find that they're playing their game a lot better.
Is it a good thing to have those days off since Saturday, because 2 days off and you have to think about that game, and there's nothing in between?
Is it good that we had 2 days off? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really overthink it. I don't make the schedule, so I personally probably would have wanted to play again the next day. But I mean, it is nice to reset for sure. As coaching staff, as an organization, you look at the schedule and you pick and choose kind of what's best for your team at certain moments. I thought it was really important that we had a mental break yesterday. But you don't just not think about the game. I know that. Coaches don't, but I know players don't just wipe those kind of games from their mind. Those are tough losses.
Obviously, this team is trying to take steps to getting back to its identity of being tough to play against and playing fast. And just thinking back to how you reacted to the game on Saturday, where, paraphrasing a bit here, you mentioned that there were certain concepts that did well for them last year that they weren't doing well to the start of the year. Considering the work that was put in for those guys to get to that point last year, how frustrating might it have been for you to see the team have the start it's had this year and play a little sloppy, as you've mentioned?
Yeah, well, it's disappointing. I thought we played a hell of a game in Tampa Bay. I thought we weren't great the next game. I thought Florida deserved to win that game hands out, pretty convincingly. And we've had some moments where our teams look better than last year, I believe, and especially at this point of the season. But it's, again, we want to be an every shift team. That's part of being, when you say hard to play against, there's super skilled teams that are hard to play against. There's rough and tough teams that are hard to play against. Everyone has their own kind of way of doing that. I don't know if there's a team in the league that says they want to be easy to play against. No one says that. And I think we have a good idea how we provide a game that's hard to play against, and we just haven't done it for 60 minutes. And you lose momentum quickly, and again, it's not one or two things that cause you to not be connected as a group. There can be multiple things. There can be one simple play, or you don't talk to someone on the ice, that causes it. And getting into that mode, that urgency mode, is a step in us being a team that plays that way for 60 minutes. And there's certain plays that if you ask a player, would you do that in a playoff game? If he says no, then that's probably, it's as simple as that.
We saw Brady briefly on the bench at the end of practice. What's he bringing to the group off the ice right now?
Leadership. Yeah, that's what I would say.